Welcome back. This is Mark Brown, and I'm still talking about project management and the 10 commandments of successful IT project management for sponsors and for project managers. And we are now on commandment number 7, which is thou shalt have and update a risk register, and thou shalt share it amongst all your stakeholders and parties that are affected by your project. The risk register, risk analysis. This is not something that you should be averse to. And I actually ask myself from time to time why we don't have insurance for project management. Like every project should have insurance against it. I mean, we take out insurance policies and bet against ourselves for driving, for living in our house and not burning it down, but yet nobody takes out any insurance really on an IT project itself. It's just assumed, oh no, this is part of the work. And these projects can take businesses down. We've seen that. And we know that anybody who is not in the 2% of companies who complete 100% of their projects will have 17% of their projects that could take their company out. And again, this comes back to the earlier commandment of transparency. Risk Having a risk register and disseminating a risk register, having regular meetings around risk and discussions of risk and brainstorming risk and identifying risks, likelihood of a risk, the risk type, the likelihood of it, its impact, and so forth. By doing these things, you are keeping abreast of what can happen to you as a project, as someone who's rolling out a project. And it is something that a sponsor may not think they need to know about because it's the project manager's problem, but it's your problem if you're sponsoring the project. And if you're not up to date on what risks are to the project that you have sponsored, you are being a very irresponsible sponsor. You're also taking away authority from your project manager, who then has to do the heavy lifting to justify and stand over risks by themselves. If you're the sponsor, you need to take responsibility and give support. Now, you're not to micromanage, but to support your project manager in disseminating the risks, discussing the risk, and making sure that everyone understands the risks. Because risks can come to be. Risks can come to be and be very positive. Risks can come to be and be very, very negative. And you can have something unexpected like a strike or a pandemic that can occur, that can upend the project. So, by discussing and having risk as part of your discussion and as part of something you continuously update and discuss and share, it keeps your project savvy and watching over its shoulder while it's being completed. And it also creates really good data for other projects and other project managers and other sponsors to consider when they're rolling out projects. So thou shalt have a risk register and regularly updated and shared across all of your stakeholders. That's your commandment. Live by that, and you will actually mitigate so much more risk than you realize. And it'll also mean that it creates a cohesive thing that your stakeholders can build around. So it's not just something that, oh, I've got to get this done and that's it. They understand the risk if they don't complete their tasks. They understand there may be risks that are tied together, that if this is done but this isn't done, that risk occurs. Very, very important. And it's worthy of a lot of discussion, but it's certainly something as a commandment. This is your seventh commandment. I will be on to you with the eighth in due course.